Hi, this is Paul. I want to make a video about two things. Actually, I was going to make it about one subject, but I thought about two things, so I'm going to talk about these two DC related things. Okay, the first thing was Green Lantern, the show. Remember, there was about, I think back in 2019, they said there was going to be a Green Lantern show focused on three different Green Lanterns. Alan Scott uh, back in the 30s or 40s, and then Guy Gardner, and then Jessica, I forgot her name. Is it Ramirez? I forget. But three different Green Lanterns, and going to be in three different time periods. Okay, and it's going to be on HBO Max. It's going to be a real expensive show. I think it was only supposed to be about 8 episodes or so. And they hired her. It's supposed to be produced by Greg Berlanti, and it's going to be on HBO Max. And then after a while, we didn't hear anything for a while, and then uh, there was all the rumors about saying that the reason that Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart weren't going to be in it is because they were going to have their own separate movie. So that's why they didn't put them in this TV show. And so we waited to hear about it, and then we heard some casting about it. And I think they cast Guy Gardner and Alan Scott. I forgot the two actors' name, but they did cast those two actors. Okay, and we heard that the scripts were written for it and everything, but this just never got into production because all these, the turnover with Warner Brothers, Discovery, selling, buying it, uh, and all this back and forth. And then we finally heard news the other week that they said, listen, they're going to scrap the idea of the three different Green Lanterns and concentrate us on one character, and that would be Jon Stewart. Okay, which I thought is nice that they're going to concentrate on one character, and Jon Stewart was going to be the one. So I'm happy that they did that, and hopefully now they'll actually get they I think the writer left the project, the original writer, so and I have to get a new writer and stuff. I think Ray Berlanti is still producing it, but I think they have to get a new writer, a new showrunner, and hopefully and cast obviously Jon Stewart, and I'm glad they're doing it because Jon Stewart is one of my favorite Green Lanterns. So I'm glad they're going to do that, and hopefully, like I said, this is going to be on HBO Max. They'll have a decent budget, and they'll actually show him in space to not earthbound all the time. Okay, and I know it's Grant Berlanti, so as long as they don't shoot in warehouses and stuff, I'll be okay with that. Okay, so now as far as casting of Jon Stewart, I already have a person, and I mentioned this a while ago when I did a video because when they were talking about doing um, the Green Lantern in space, the like Lethal Weapon in space. That's what they called it. They nicknamed it. It was going to be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart together, and so I always thought the actor he was in Moonlight, he was the adult version of the character. You've seen the movie Moonlight. He was the adult version of that character. And then also he was in The Box, the one with Sandra Bullock. He was the guy that she went off with the two little kids. And he was also in the Predator movie, the last one that came out. Not the one with the Indian thing. The one that came before that one. Uh, the one that I think Shane Black directed. That one where he was the head of the Marines and stuff. And the actor I'm talking about, his name is Terate Rhodes, and I think the last thing he's been in was the Mike Tyson story that they had on Hulu, the miniseries that they had on Hulu, the Mike Tyson story. I thought he would make a good Jon Stewart. I think he just has a look to him, and he's played a soldier before, so I think he would be a good choice for Jon Stewart. I think we need somebody in his young 30s, I think early 30s or something like that. I think Terante Rhodes to me would be a good Jon Stewart. That's who I'm thinking of. Okay, him, because I'm gonna think about somebody else, but I just think Terante Rhodes is he's just a good actor, and I just think this would be a movie to launch him off. Okay, and I would say the other guy, what's his name, either Aldous Hodge, although, but he's been cast as he's been Hawkman already in the Black Adam movies, and also he's going to be Alex Cross in the which I really like. He's going to be Alex Cross in the Amazons. They're going to do a bunch of a series uh, with that. But you know who? Now that I think when I said Aldous Hodge, he has a brother. I think his brother's name is Edward Hodge, and he was on the show. He's been in a lot of TV stuff. The last thing he was on was Sam, not Sister Sam. Um, the show that was on the medical show with what's her name? Sophia Bush that got canceled. That was on CBS. about the father and the daughter, medical doctors, that was on CBS. It only lasted a season, and he was the like the executive that he had the relationship with Sophia Bush's character. I think he would be a good character too. He would be a good Jon Stewart as well. So, but Trevante Rhodes is my first choice, and then maybe Ed Hodge. That's his name. He like say Ed Hodge. If you look him up, he's been in a lot of things. Him and his brother, they've been in a lot of TV shows and stuff. So I think Ed Hodge is a good actor too. So he would be a good Jon Stewart as well. So, but Trevante Rhodes would be my first choice, then Ed Hodge. Okay, now the second story I wanted to talk about was Henry Cavill. We know he did that, and I did a video on my other channel talking about Henry Cavill announced on Instagram, on his Instagram, that he's back as Superman now, and he had to wait until the movie came out before he could make it official. And he said, "Now, yeah, more. I'm happy to be back, and there's more to come." And now we know why he said that exactly, because now we found out that he actually officially is leaving The Witcher, the show. Because I know there was this story that he was going to film The Witcher episodes season 4 and 5 back to back, like next season or something. So they were saying there was only like a small window of time for him to maybe film anything before he'd have to commit to going back to filming The Witchers, and they were going to film season 4 and 5 back to 4 and 5 back to back. But now we see Henry Cavill, because I think he was promoting that Enola Holmes, which he's played Sherlock Holmes on that show. He announced that he's walking away from The Witcher, and that Liam Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth's brother, is going to be taking over that part. And so he's already filmed season 3, which I think starts in spring on Netflix. But he always announced that he's leaving. He's leaving The Witcher show, which I really liked him on. But the reason I think he did that is because he probably had in his contract that he'd have an out. And now that we know that Superman is going to be back, they want him to be free, because I think they're going to fast track that Man of Steel movie. I think for now he's going to be, like I said, he was in Black Adam. I think he's going to be in the Flash movie, because I think he probably already filmed something for that, or will be filming something for that. We know Ben Affleck is in the Flash movie too, and the Aquaman 2 movie, so he may be in that too. I think before they but I think they're going to fast track that Superman movie. I think that's what they really are going to do. They're going to fast track that Superman movie, the sequel, Man of Steel sequel, which will hopefully have Brainiac in it, and maybe a couple other villains. And he also said that he wants a happy, joyous Superman, which I have no problem with that as well. And just for the record, I know a lot of people, as I'm a Zack Snyder fan as well, but a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Zack Snyder fans hate the fact that that James Gunn and the other Peter Safran taking over and all this stuff." Please, enough. Okay, I just hate. It seems like anything negative from the DC fans, they say they contributed to Zack Snyder's fans by saying that, and I think that's far from the truth. I'm happy with any positive information that's coming for the DCU. That Henry Cavill was in Black Adam, I'm ecstatic about that. And now he's free now. So once they fast track that movie, hopefully they'll come up with a nice script in a month or so, a month or 2 months, and they'll announce pretty soon that that he's going to start filming probably early next year. Start filming that Man of Steel sequel, which will just make a grin to my face. And also, I think he might film a cameo too in the Shazam movie too. I think going forward, you're going to see him in his cameo roles in those movies until his sequel, Man of Steel sequel, comes out. And then, so I think he's going to film something for Shazam 2, which I think is the first movie coming out, right? And we know he's filmed something for Flash as well, and I think he'll probably film something for Aquaman as well. And I can't wait. And that's the reason I think he walked away from The Witcher, because he knew that he had to be free. So because when you film these superhero movies, you're gonna at least be free for a couple of months, and I think that's why he probably had an out written into his contract that if they they came up with a Superman thing, that he could walk away from The Witcher. And thankfully for them, he filmed season 3 already, so he can walk away from it, and Liam Hemsworth will take over, and he can start filming his Superman cameos and then his Superman Man of Steel sequel. So I'm ecstatic that this is happening. I'm ecstatic that he's doing. He's gonna be free, and he could film these cameos, film his Man of Steel sequel, hopefully film some Justice League movie, hopefully a Black Adam and Shazam and Black Adam, Shazam, and Superman movie. I'm just ecstatic for all of it, and I'm glad. And when I heard that announced, I said that's great, because I think the reason he walked away like that is because he wants to be free, because they probably told him, Warner Brothers, that listen, we're gonna start filming that Man. We're gonna get a script and we're gonna start filming. Now, as far as directors and stuff are concerned, I would love to get Christopher McQuarrie to do it, because I know he came up with a concept before that, but then like I said, the old regime from Warner Brothers, Walter Hamada and stuff, which wanted to essentially fire Henry Cavill, who The Rock actually went to tell him, let me put him in my movie. And he said no, which is just really, I'm just glad he's gone. He left Warner Brothers. So now we have a new regime, and they can put him in. They can put him in. He can do his movies and stuff. And I'm just beyond stoked that he's back officially as Superman. And also there's also a little minor rumor too about Ben Affleck. Maybe they say a 3-film appearance deal too. He has something too. So we haven't heard anything official about that, but there's rumors about that. Hopefully that is a solo Batman movie, and hopefully we know he's in the Flash, and we know he's in Aquaman too. So and hopefully maybe he'll be in the Superman sequel as well. Maybe he'll be a bit part like that where Bruce goes to visit, where Clark goes to visit Bruce. I think that would be cool too as well. So I think things are looking up for DC, and the fact that we're going to get a Green Lantern series focused on John Stewart, I love that. And hopefully, like I said, it'll be in space and on Earth, not just on Earth, in space as well. Okay, and also we're getting Henry Cavill. He's quitting The Witcher, so he'll be free to film that Man of Steel sequel, and hopefully, like I said, we'll get that. If he films it next year, hopefully we'll get that in 2024. We'll get that Man of Steel sequel in 2024, and then maybe a Justice League movie in 2025. I'm just beyond stoked for all of this. Anyway, I'm here for all of it. Anyway, let me know. Sorry about that. My throat. Let me know what you think of all these interesting details, all this DC news. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I also have a link to my main channel, Trepacer, in the description box as well. I also have a link down below to my Patreon. I want to say a special thank you to my Patreon. Okay, my Patreon, link below to my Patreon, which is only $5 a month. I have tons of unedited content on there, a bunch of DC shows, a bunch of Marvel shows on there. Follow the link below to check all of them out. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trepacer saying so long. On this channel, it's Paul saying so long and take care.